The celebration of life for our very own Mother Essie Herndon will be held on Tuesday, December the 10th at 11 a.m. here at the Greater St. John Missionary Baptist Church. The public viewing will be held on Monday, December the 9th, 2019. Foucher's Hudson Funeral Home, Telegraph Avenue, Oakland, California. Public viewing times are forthcoming. The homegoing celebration for our own Mother Celestine Ames will be held on Tuesday, December 17th, 2019 at 11 a.m. here at the Greater St. John Missionary Baptist Church. The public viewing will be held Monday, December the 16th, 2019. The Baker Atkins Funeral Home, 980 8th Street, Oakland, California. The public viewing times will be forthcoming. Thank you.
Let us pray for both of these families. God is still good. I'm going to say that again for somebody who didn't hear me. God is good. I found out that there's nobody like him. I believe I've got some Christians in here that can witness and say, I wouldn't take nothing for my journey. And I believe that even if Mother Ames was here now, she would say something like this. She would say, it pays to serve the Lord. Serving the Lord will pay off. So it ain't no need to worry what the night is going to bring. I don't need but 2 or 3 of y'all that will testify with me and say, it'll be all over in the morning. Somebody say, in the morning, it'll be all over in the morning. In the morning. It'll be all over in the morning. It's another day's journey. And I'm glad about it. Truly, this is the day that the Lord has made. And people of God, we really ought to rejoice and be glad in it. What a good God we serve. Glad to see Deacon Ames in church today. He's celebrating a birthday. I think it's 92 years, ain't it? 93. 93 years young. We want to recognize him after worship today and after communion. And I'm glad to see Minister Green here. The other day, his sister went home to be with the Lord. We're praying his strength. knows what he's doing. And I still believe in that scripture that says, weeping may endure for a night, but joy is coming in the morning. Oh, it's coming. I said, joy is coming in the morning. Give praise to God and to all of the preachers and deacons and all of the people of God today. Stand today to preach his word, and God has a word for his people. I don't want to forget about Brother Arnold Berry. Praying for him, and the Lord has the power to touch, heal, and deliver. I believe in the power of prayer. I believe that if the saints come together, that God, if you have the faith, God has the power. He has the power to do what no other man can do. I believe I got 2 or 3 witnesses. The choir said, I realize now, after all that I've been through, that my worship now is for real. I don't come to church to play no more. I don't come to church to see nobody. I don't come to church to find out the latest and the current news. I come now to worship. Worship because he is worthy. Worship because you don't know like I know what the Lord, I done made it personal, what he have done for me. It gets personal. I look forward to my worship. I look forward to coming into God's house. Late Dr. Anderson used to say, take me to the church. I don't need but 2 or 3 of y'all. That if I just get in God's house, I don't know what'll happen, but I believe that if I get in there and I take my burdens and I take my problems and I take my sickness and I take my pain, and if I just get in his house, I don't know what you're getting. I don't know what you're going through, child of God, but I just want to let you know it's just good to be in the house. He didn't have to do it. He didn't have to he could have let me lay in Summit Hospital. I could have been laying in Kaiser. I could have been laying in the best mortuary, but he let me get in his house. Somebody ought to holler back at your boy and say, I'm here. I'm here. I'm in the house. I'm here. Thank God I'm in here. I won't tell somebody else. It could have been worse than this. It could have been me. But I'm here. I'm in his house. One more time. Is there anybody got a one more praise for him? I said, is there anybody got a one more thank you for him? I'm just glad to be here. Anybody got a I don't deserve it praise? I mean, anybody got a I don't deserve this praise? I don't deserve it, but I believe I praise him anyhow. Jesus, I'll never forget what you done for me. Anybody thought about it? I mean, since you've been in the house, have you just thought about Jesus? I'll never forget what you done for me. Jesus, I'll never forget how you set me free. No, never. No, never. How can I forget? How can I forget? How can I? In the book of Revelations, 20th chapter. And beginning at the 11th verse. You have that, say amen. And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away. And there was found no place for them. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God, and the books were opened, and another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works. The sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them, and they were judged every man according to their works. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. And this is the second death. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. Talk about today, are you in the book? There is a book that has taken this world by storm. This particular book has been used by the young and the restless. It's been used by the beautiful and the bold. It's been used by the rich and the poor, and by all people of nationalities and ethnicities.
This book even has been used by corporations, churches, fraternities, sororities, universities, and colleges. This book also has been used by celebrities, politicians, famous athletes, actors, actresses, rap stars, singers, and last but not least, it also has been used by some pastors, some evangelists, some ministers. Now you're probably asking by now, asking yourself, what book am I referring to that has taken the world by storm? The book that I'm referring to today is called Facebook. Seems like everybody nowadays is on this social network called Facebook. Place that's on the internet where you can contact and communicate with your friends and communicate with loved ones or with your relatives. Facebook is a place where you meet new friends and post philosophical or Christian statements. Advertise your social, community, or church events. Facebook seems to be a popular thing to be on nowadays. But one should use some caution when you're on Facebook. One should use some discretion and not invite everybody to be your friend or to be a fan of something on Facebook. Because not everybody needs to be your friend on Facebook. And you don't need to be a fan of everything that's posted on Facebook. I ain't gonna get much help, but I'm gonna preach anyway. One should use discretion about allowing every posting to be posted on their Facebook. Because there are some postings that are not appropriate on your Facebook page. One should not put all their business up on Facebook. It's a tough message, but I'm going to preach. Because not everybody needs to know your telephone number, your home address, because you got some crazy folk out there. You don't need to be attracting some certain negative elements into your life. Also on Facebook, you should not be posting inappropriate comments on your or somebody else's page. Nor should you be posting any sexual suggestive comments or posting threatening comments to bully somebody on somebody else's page, because those type of comments can get you in a whole lot of problems with the law if somebody reports you to the police or your job. Also on Facebook, you shouldn't put any type of pornographic pictures. That can get you in a lot of trouble too. That can get you suspended from school. It can get you arrested. It can get you fired from your job. It can keep you from getting hired, or not get you admitted into some colleges or universities. In other words, if you going to be on Facebook, make sure you do things decently and in order. Help me, Holy Ghost. Let your page be a positive page. Let it be something that would not be embarrassing to your parents or to your family to look at, or something that the church or your pastor would be ashamed of. This also includes Twitter. Help me, somebody. I ain't gonna get help preaching this today, but I'm gonna preach anyhow. I found out that there are seemingly countless individuals who do all they can to get their names in record books by performing amazing feats, be it sports, be it entertainment, be it the world of finance, be it politics, the medical field, education, and the list goes on and on. And while those accomplishments are noteworthy, there's another book that they should be aware of, which is not found on earth. But this book is found in heaven. And that's the book of life. Yes, my brothers and sisters, the only book worth having our names is in the book of life. Many will view the accomplishments of worldly success by those in the record books, while the persons in the record books may not have a relationship with the Lord. But what does it profit a man? To gain the whole world, I'm in the Bible, and lose his soul. So the question that I want to pose today is your name, don't look at nobody else, stay home, is your name, it doesn't got personal now with me, is your name, as we walk through this storm and this season of death, is your name, God told me to ask you today, is your name, I know it's on Facebook, I know you on Twitter, but is your name in the book of life? I ain't gonna get much help, but I'm gonna preach on anyhow. Text, what's taking place in the text, Deacon Thomas, is the judgment of the dead. Everybody who has ever lived will be judged. You can't get beyond it. You can, I wish I helped. You can run, Brother Henry, but you can't hide. All of us must one day, are you listening? Stand before the judgment seat. And you're going to have to give an account of your spiritual stewardship to Jesus. Watch this while you're on earth. You can't wait till you die. You're going to have to do this before you die. Am I talking to anybody? God has the record of what we all have done for Christ. My brothers and sisters, nobody will be exempt from God's judgment. And this appointment cannot be canceled. It can't be altered. And most certainly, you can't be late. Talk back to me if you can. At judgment, Jesus is going to judge the motives of your heart. Ain't got nothing to do with what you got on. Ain't got nothing to do with white, black, red. God's going to judge your heart.
Some of y'all done dressed it up, but guess what? God ain't concerned of what's on the outside, but I come by to tell somebody, God's going to do an inside job. He's going to deal with our motives, and our works are going to be tried by fire. You should have been at Bible study, because I come to tell you, God is going to test you. And he don't test you by patting you on the back, but how many know God tests you by putting you in the fire? God tests you by sending storms. God tests you by sending unexpected mess coming your way. God tests you by having false friends stab you in the back. God tests you by family members walking out of your life. God's going to test you. Found out that everything that is unacceptable to him will be burned up. 1 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 15 says, if any man's works shall be burned, he shall suffer loss, but he himself shall be saved, yet so as by fire. That's why, people of God, we should make sure that everything we do for the Lord is based on sincerity. Take your mask off. I wish I had some help. I said, take your mask off. Be real, because God ain't dealing with fake folk. God ain't dealing with hypocrites. God gonna deal with the real you. And don't nobody know you better than. I wish I had some mirrors now. I'd pass them all out and have everybody look in the mirror. This ain't no touch your neighbor, look at your friend message. This is one that's called look at you. High five yourself. Anybody who is not found in the book will spend eternity in the lake of fire. I know y'all didn't come to hear that kind of preaching, huh? Get out my business, Reverend. Get out my business. I came to shout. I came to praise him. But that's what's wrong with you. You shouting, but ain't no change. I wish I had some help. If you're shouting that high, you ought to change. You ought to do better. You ought to start loving on some folk. You ought to start forgiving some folk. You shouting like that, something ought to be changing with you. So again, I need to ask the question. Is your name in the book? How does one, I'm glad you asked, Henry. How does one get their name in the book? See, many people think that coming to church, I'm finna get you. You think coming to church entitles you to eternity. But I gotta bust your bubble. That ain't the case. A lot of y'all coming ain't going. Singing, Brother Donald Gossett, will not get your name in the book. Where you serve in church, Brother Deacons, will not get your name in the book. The number of church services, Deacon Muldrow, help me somebody, you attend will not get your name in the book. The number of prayers that you have offered in this house will not get your name in the book. Preachers, the sermons that you preach will not get your name. Preach, Pastor Payton, they ain't listening. Will get your name in the book. I got to help you, ushers. The number of ushers
The number of people that you usher to their seats, ushers, will not get your name in the book. The number of mission meetings and the number of conventions that you attend, the number of word conferences, the number of Sunday school meetings you attend, Sister Shirley, will not get your name, preach Pastor Payton, in the book. Let me help you. Water baptism will not get you in the book. How much Crisco oil you got on your body right now will not get you in the book. Take that blessed rag off. That ain't gonna get you in the book. The only way to get your name in the book, I need to tell you, Brother Mark, you got to accept Jesus Christ. I know y'all was looking for something fantastic. You got to have a real relationship with Jesus. You got to know him, not what Big Mama say, not what Big Daddy say. You got to know Jesus for yourself. You're going to have to learn how to get down on your knees when trouble comes for yourself. You're going to have to call him for yourself. You're going to have to get off by yourself, get sanctified, change your ways, change your life, and get to know Jesus for yourself. If you want to be anointed, you're going to have to go through some storms for yourself. You ain't going to, I wish I had some help. You're going to have to learn how to carry the cross by yourself. It ain't easy, but you can do it when you know who you know. When you got your hand in the hand of the man who is able. You got to know him. You got to know him. My grandmother used to tell me, baby, you better get to know him. My mama told me before she left here, get to know Jesus, baby. He's the best thing that could ever happen in your life. I don't know who I'm talking to, but if you got sickness, call Jesus. If you in trouble, call him. I used to hear Ruby say, call him up. Call him up. Tell him what you want. All of these other things that I have mentioned are the things that will be judged. And how, Mother Anderson, how sad it's going to be that many of us, I said us, is going to stand before the Lord only to hear him say, depart from me. I wish I had some Bible readers. Depart from me. I never knew you. I can hear some St. John folks saying, I prophesied in your name. I sung in the Echoes of Zion choir. I came to Bible study. He said, but I don't know you. You did it because of you, but I didn't get no glory. I didn't get no, I wish I had some help. And I come to tell you, all of this could be in vain if God ain't getting the glory. If people are talking more about you than talking about him, God don't get no glory. He said, get out of my face. Shoo, get out of my face. I never knew your name. You're not mentioned nowhere in the book. It's because you were selfish.
You thought about yourself. You put everybody before me. I know y'all don't want to hear this kind of preaching. But as we go through this season of death, somebody need to know you next. Somebody need to know you better get ready. Because you don't know when he's coming. You don't know how he's coming. You don't know the hour because the angels don't even know. And since they don't know, you don't know. So every day we ought to be preparing and getting ourselves ready to stand before God. How sad it is, Mother Stooge, to come to church for many years. I hear many of y'all talking about I've been here 30 and 40 years. I heard many of you said I was here under Dr. Anderson and I was taught. I hear you saying it. But ain't it a sad thing that some of us gonna come here all these years and die and go to hell? I wish I had some help. It's going to be some preachers in hell. It's going to be some deacons in hell. It's going to be some mothers in hell. It's going to be some ushers. I wish I had some help in hell. Come to tell you today. I know you didn't want to hear this kind of preaching. But God told me to warn his people. Y'all don't think all this happening around here that God ain't speaking. God is speaking. You better get yourself together. You better get your house in order. God is speaking to this church. He's speaking to these people. You sit here and hate on people all you want to. You can stop loving folk all you want to. I wish I had some help. Stop digging ditches, because guess what? God is on his way back. And you're going to have to stand. Says here, don't fool yourself. I need to tell you today, Diana, we need to make up our minds and make sure, Greater St. John, and be very sure that your name is personal, y'all. You ain't got no reason to be looking at nobody today. You better be sure your name in there. Why you hating and thinking somebody ain't going to heaven? They might be the first one to greet you. I wish I had some help, but the sad thing is you might be greeting them in hell if you ain't got your business right, if your heart ain't right, if your motives in this ministry, your motives for singing in the choir ain't right. You better be sure. I wish I had some help. I ain't gonna get much help, but I ain't gonna even get many friends. But I didn't come to be friendly. I came to be sure that somebody get to heaven, because I'm on assignment, y'all. I said I'm on assignment for the mighty God, for the God that I serve. And God wants all of us to go to heaven. And I come to tell you today that you can't go to heaven unprepared. Because heaven ain't a place for unprepared people, but heaven is a place for prepared. I wish I had some help. And if you ain't shouting down here, you sure ain't going to heaven, because they shouting in heaven every day. Somebody say every day. And if you don't know how to say holy here, and you worried about what people think about your worship, you ain't going to heaven. I wish I had some real folk up in here. I've come to believe that we can fool each other. Somebody help me. But we can't fool an omniscient God. The judgment. Somebody say judgment. The judgment will be conducted by Jesus. I wish I had some help. I'm feeling pretty good. It'll be judged by the righteous judge. Come on, somebody. He will have all the facts. And Shema, He's going to have all the evidence. I wish I had some help before him. You see, you can hide and do all what you want. See, some of y'all got some Tuesday, Saturday characteristics. And then some of us got some Sunday characteristics. And it's sad that your Sunday characteristic don't line up with your Saturday characteristic. But God got the evidence. And he'll be the only judge. I wish I had some help. And as you have heard me say many times before, that when he renders his divine judgment, I found out, Vicky, there will be no appeals. This ain't like the impeachment inquiry. There'll be no objections. There'll be no appeals. There'll be no Senate or House of Representatives. For Christians, it'll be a glad verdict. Some of y'all can't say nothing because maybe you don't know who you are. But I said for Christians, it'll be a glad verdict. But for sinners, it will condemn them. Talk to me. As I mentioned earlier, our works will be tried by fire. And therefore, we must ensure that everything we do is from our hearts. If you singing in the choir, it ain't in your heart, you need to sit down somewhere. I wish I had some help. If y'all deaconing on the deacon board, if it ain't in your heart, you need to get off the board. Talk to me if you can. Anything that we do that is not from the heart for the Lord, not for yourself. This business that we do is for the Lord. You represent the Lord. I wish I had some help. It ain't about what you got on. If you got on offends the Lord, you need to take it off. I wish I had some real folk. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. If it comes from the flesh, it's not worth doing. I told y'all last Sunday that whatever decision you make, you better be sure that it comes from God. I've learned that every decision that I made in the flesh was wrong. The flesh ain't never made a good decision for me. Is there anybody in here that will tell the real truth and say the flesh have made me stupid sometimes? The flesh have made me look silly sometimes. The flesh have made me look naked sometimes. I wish I had some real folk that will help me preach. I got to get out of here, Vince. I'm learning now, after all these years of being saved. As I told you, my first 20-some odd years, I came to church unsaved. I heard the word, but I wasn't living the word. I was not challenged by the word, but one day I heard the voice of God. How many know that when you hear the voice, something got to happen? I tell you, you can't get in the presence of God and your life stays the same. I wish I had some help. That anybody ever had an encounter with God? And sometime I didn't have an encounter at St. John, but I've had one in my house. I've met him at my house, and I come to tell you, when you have an encounter with God, your heart changes Your conversation changes. The places you used to go, they change. You walk a different walk when you have an encounter with God. I come to tell you, sincere service to the Lord is not predicated on applause. Yes, Lord. Deacon Ames done got happy. Y'all know anytime he get up, he done got happy. Because I know after 93 years, he know that he ain't about to please nobody but his God. Because when you have an experience with God, I don't care what you think about me. I'm going to praise him anyhow. I'm going to worship him anyhow. I'm going to work for him anyhow. I come to tell you, notoriety, it don't matter. I'm talking about when you sincerely serve the Lord. Popularity don't matter. But a humble heart dedicated to the Lord. Many folk in the churches and masses, you want to please people. Preach, Pastor Payton. Without ever pleasing God. I used to want to please y'all. I wanted everybody in St. John to love me. I wanted everybody in my family to love me. But when you serve the Lord, when you turn your life over to the Lord, you're going to offend some people. Everybody ain't gonna like you for doing the will of God. But I come to tell you, if I got to stand by myself and see heaven for myself, get out of my way, get out of my life. I'm gonna serve him. Because I've come to the conclusion, Tim, that people don't have a heaven or a hell to put me in. I wanted to preach the best sermons to please y'all, but pleasing y'all ain't gonna get me to heaven. But if I'm not pleasing the Lord, I'm on my way to hell on a scooter. Let me get out of here. I can't hold back the tears. Because many in God's church now, many in the masses, they want to see their name in who's who. But I come to tell you, young people, if your name is not in God's who's who, you're going to be eternally separated from God upon death. Come on, we got to talk about death. I know children of God, you don't want to talk about it. You don't make no preparation. You don't do no pre-need. You don't buy no insurance policy. You act like you here forever. But I come by to tell you, this is only temporary. You ain't gonna take nothing with you. You ain't gonna take that job. You ain't gonna take them clothes. They gonna put one good suit on you, that's all. Because it ain't gonna be no change of clothes in heaven. We all gonna be wearing the same thing. Come as I close today for the third time. In the United States courtroom, the verdict is announced by the jury. Do I have any witness? But Henry, in the heavenly courtroom, the verdict is announced by the judge. Talk back to me if you can. Brothers and sisters, I come to tell you, don't let your living be in vain. And there's a few benefits of having your name in the book of life. First of all, you're going to have dual citizenship. Secondly, you're going to have an eternal rest in glory. I come to tell you, in glory, there'll be no more sickness. I wish I had some prepared folk. There'll be no more sorrow. There'll be no more ambulance or hospitals or funeral homes over there. But most of all, there'll be no more death over there. And I come to tell you, we're going to be united with our loved ones. I wish I had some real folk over there. We're going to be united with loved ones who had their name in the book. Fellowship with Bible figures over there. You're going to be united with Moses. You're going to be united with Elijah. You're going to be united with Noah and Deborah. I wish I had some help. You're going to be united with Ezekiel. You're going to be united with John, Mark, and Matthew. Can I get one witness? The beauty of heaven that our minds cannot comprehend. And most importantly, we're going to see the face of Jesus. I wish somebody should have shouted right there. Through it all, I've learned how to trust in God. But there's a few consequences of not having your name in the book of life. Because if your name not there, you're going to have eternal damnation. You're going to have endless torment. You're going to have separation from God. And that's enough. So now, my brothers and sisters, I need to tell you before I go to my seat, you need to love God because your name is in the book. That's why some of y'all quiet, because you don't know him. But when you know him, you know doors will be opened. When you know him, you know he has a balm in Gilead. When you know him, you know he still answers prayer. I wish I should have got some help. You know he still answers prayer. You ought to praise him today because you know that your name is in the book of life. I'll celebrate all by myself because I know my name is in the book of life. And I come to tell somebody, serve the Lord. I know it hurts, but serve the Lord. I know you're in a storm, but serve the Lord, because weeping may endure for a night, but joy, I wish I had some help. Joy is coming in the morning. You ought to make a joyful noise because you know him. Is there anybody up in here that know my Jesus? Do you know anything about him? Do you know his name? I know him. He walks with me. He talks with me. You ought to worship God because your name is in the book of life. You ought to shout with me because your name is in the book of life. You ought to holler with me because your name is in the book of life. You ought to praise God up in here, up in here, up in here, up in here, up in here. The redeemed folk ought to say something because the Lord has been good to me. I come to tell you, he's a mighty good God. I come to tell you, he's a doctor in the sick room. I come to tell you, he's Lord of lords. He's King of kings. He's my joy. He's my peace. He's my friend. He's my mother. He's my brother. He's my provider. He's my joy. He's my peace. He's my friend. He's my uplifter. He's my protection. He's my joy. 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 Yeah! 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 Worthy is the Lamb. Worthy is the Lamb. Worthy is the Lamb. Worthy is the Lamb. The fruit of his praise ought to be on your lips. The fruit of his praise ought to be coming out of your mouth. Let the redeemed of the Lord say so. Let the saved, let the sanctified, let the born again tell everybody he's worthy. He's worthy. He's worthy. He's worthy. Not for what nobody told me, but I know for myself he's worthy. He's comfort. He's joy. He's peace. He's hope. He's my doctor. He's my lawyer. He's my savior. He's my friend. He's joy. He's Lord. He's Lord. He's Lord. He's Lord. Ain't no need to worry what the night is going to bring. It'll be all over in the morning. Ah! Ain't no need to worry what the night is going to bring. Child of God, it'll be all over. Somebody help me say, it'll be all over. It's gonna be all over. It's gonna be all over. It's gonna be all over. You ought to praise God with me and say, it's gonna be all over in the morning. Ain't no need to worry. I don't know what you're worried about. What this old life is gonna bring. I'm a witness, y'all. I said I'm a witness. I said I'm a witness. I'm a witness. It's gonna be all over. In the morning, in the morning,
it'll be all over.
why you got to keep on hanging in there. You got to keep on fighting.
It'll be all over.
Yes, it is.
In the morning.
I've tried other folk.
Yes.
I've tried my family, but my family will walk away from me. But I come to tell y'all that there's nobody like Jesus. Do I have any witnesses that can say it's nobody like Jesus?
It'll be all over in the morning.
God bless you. I thank God for the people of God who are striving to see Jesus for yourself.
It'll be all
Because after a while, it's going to be all over down here.
in the morning.
Anybody believe me that this ain't nothing but a temporary walk in the park? Help me somebody. I'm not here to stay. This is just a temporary journey. I'm leaving here. Is there anybody got that testimony? Can you tell your neighbor I'm leaving here?
In the morning.
Y'all know I'm leaving here. I'm leaving here. And you know what else? I'm making preparation. Is there anybody making preparation? It'll be all over.
It'll be all over in the morning.
It's gonna be.
It'll be all over
I said it's gonna be.
in the morning.
I said it's gonna be over after a while.
It'll be all
Through many
over in the
Toils and
morning.
Is there anybody been through some stuff while you're down here?
It'll
But I
be
come to
all
tell you, it's gonna be worth it all.
in the morning.
Can I tell you why? It's because when I see Jesus, that's going to be my testimony, y'all. It's going to be worth it all. I said it's going to be worth it all. I said it's going to be worth it all. When I see Jesus for myself, his eyes like balls of fire, his hair like, I wish I had some help. I wish I had some help. It's going to be
It'll be all over in the morning.
Y'all ought to say that one more time. It's gonna be
all over.
I said it's gonna be
in
all
the
over.
morning.
Anybody got that testimony? Can you tell me it's gonna be?
It'll be all over
I said it's gonna be.
in the morning.
It's gonna be.
Yeah.
It's gonna be over after a while. It's gonna be.
It'll be all over
No more sickness.
in the
No more
morning.
pain. No more giving up the right to the wrong. It's gonna be.
It'll be all over in the morning.
Can the church say yes? Can you say yes? Can the church say? Can you say yes? Can you say yes? Can I tell you my testimony? You've been so good. Has he been good to you? You've been so good. You've been so good. I wish I had some help here. You've been so good. Has he been good to you? Has he been good to you? Has he been good to you? Has the Lord 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 been good to you? So good. He's been so good. Can I tell you, he made a way. He made a way when I couldn't help myself. He made a way. He made, he made, he made, he made, he made, he made a way. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, the Lord did. He made a way. He made a way. I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord.
Hallelujah, Jesus. I love you, Lord.
I love you, Lord. You all I need. You all I need. I done got happy, y'all. You all I need. That's all you gotta tell him, Green. You all I need. I know your pain. I know how you feel. You all I need. That's what I told him when Mama died. You all I need. And if he did it before, he'll do it again. You brought me out.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Has he done it for you before?
Yes, he did.
You brought me out. You brought me out. Lord, you brought me out. You brought me out. Lord, I thank you. Lord, I thank you. Lord, I thank you.
Lord, I thank you.
Lord, I thank you. Lord, I thank you. Lord, I thank you. Lord, I thank you. Lord, I thank you. Y'all got to excuse me. I got to worship in my spirit. And nobody like him. I got to tell y'all again. There's nobody like him. I know what you've been through. I've been through a lot lately, but I still got to praise. There's nobody like him.
Nobody like him.
I said there's nobody like him.
No, 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 no.
If I got my name in the book, I'll see him again. That's all I'm trying to tell you. If you got your name in the book, you'll see him again.
Amen, amen.
I wish I had some help. I got my name in the book.
Yes, yes.
And I'll see him again. Yes, yes. Yes, I'll see him again.
God's church is open. If you don't know Jesus Christ, the man he was talking about, if you don't know Jesus, the pardon of your sins, you can come now.
Because you cared for me in such a special way. And yes, I praise you. I lift you up. I magnify your name.
The door of God's church is open.
That's
If
why
there's one who doesn't know Jesus in the pardon of your sin, you can come now. If this is not a church of your choice, our pastor will give you a letter to the church of your choice. It's not about becoming a member of Greater St. John. What he was preaching about today was about having a personal relationship. That's an individual decision that each one of